Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time I am doing a beautiful set of Bling ombre nails. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm going in with a pair of nippers to remove her bling, and this bling actually has been on for 3 weeks and she wasn't missing not one piece of bling. So as you guys know, I use the Mia Secret gel resin and it works miracles. So once again, I'm just going to go ahead and remove her bling with a pair of nippers. And then after that, I'm going to go in with a quartz drill bit to remove her gel polish. Alrighty, so now I'm going in with a quartz drill bit, and as you guys can see, it is a safety drill bit. I don't want to get just a regular quartz drill bit because you don't want to touch their skin or their natural nail with this one because it is really coarse, and that's why I use it to remove the gel polish because it's way faster. And as you can see, I'm also using my new dust collector. I'll leave the link in the description, and there is a review for this, so I'll leave that down in the description as well, but if not, you can check it out in the rest of my videos. Okay, and this thumb is cracked as you can see on the side, so I'm going to go in and cut it down with the tip cutter, and then I'm going to just file it down as much as I can with this same quartz drill bit, and then I'm going to soak it off. Remember, when you have cracked nails, it's better to just go ahead and cut them off to begin with, because if you try to fix it, most likely it's still going to crack. So go ahead and take it off and save yourself some time. So like I said, I'm just filing down the acrylic, and then I'm going to soak it, and I'm going to continue to remove the gel polish off the rest of the nails. So once again, we are just trying to thin that acrylic out, and then I'm going to use a cotton ball with acetone and put a little clip over it and just let that soak while I work on the rest of the nails. So then after this, we're going to push back the cuticles, and I am using the Tammy Taylor edger, and I just use that as a cuticle pusher. And then after this, I'm going to go in with a sanding band to remove the shine from the natural nail. Alrighty, so I'm using a 180 sanding band. Once again, we are just removing the shine from the natural nail. Remember, this is really important because if not, you will get lifting if you leave any of that shine on the natural nail. And you do want to remember that you are not doing this to make the nail thinner. You are simply doing this to remove the shine from the natural nail. As you guys know, it's basically just like water and oil don't go together. Well, if you leave that oil on the natural nail, that acrylic will come off really easily and it will cause the nail to lift. So after that, we're just going to dust the nails off, and I'm going to go in with a primer. So as you guys know, I use my OPI Bondex, and we're just going to apply that on the natural nail. Be sure not to get it on the skin, because if they have any cuts, it will burn them really bad. Alrighty, and for my acrylic, I'm using my Mia Secret acrylic system in the color pink, as well as my monomer. And then I am using my alpha brush in a number 9, and it is an oval shaped brush. So as you guys know, we place the bead closer to the cuticle area and gently brush it down towards the tip, and then you just add acrylic as you need it. Remember, you want to work smarter and not harder, so don't go in with a huge bead to begin with, because if not, you will have a lot of filing to do. So just look at your nail from different angles. If it looks a little bit too flat, just go back and add some more, but continue to look at your nails from different angles. And then I also make sure I go back and apply acrylic on the tip, just to make sure that it's not too thin. Once again, we place our bead right closer to the cuticle area, gently brush it down towards the tip, and remember to clean around that cuticle area really good, because if not, that acrylic will get on that cuticle and it will cause lifting, and it's really hard to get acrylic off the cuticle area once it's dry. It's it's really impossible to do it, and most likely you will get lifting, so make sure that you are careful with that. Alrighty, so once again, we're going to place that bead closer to the cuticle area. We pat it down into place, and then we gently brush down the tip of towards the tip of the nail. And then remember to clean around that cuticle area really good. And also remember to always keep wiping off your brush. As you can see, every time my brush go down, I'm wiping it off on the paper towel. And just a reminder, I do use the Viva paper towels. I usually get them from my Dollar General. Not too long ago, I found a good deal. I believe I got like a 12 pack for $4, so that's really good. So once again, that is the Viva paper towels, and I do have a promo code for the alpha brushes, which I love, so be sure to check those out. Alrighty, so I went ahead and took off the acrylic that was soaked off, and then I pushed back the cuticles and I'm removing the shine from the natural nail. And then after this, we're going to go in and apply the tip. Remember, you want to make sure that you dust the nail off really good before you apply the tip, because that will cause the nail tip to not glue on really good. And after this, we're just going to shape it. It is that long, so her nails are pretty long, so as you can see, I didn't cut her nails down. So then we're just going to shape them. I'm using a 100 nail file, and I'm just going to go ahead and shape it into a coffin shape, and then I'm going to blend it right in the middle. We're going to apply the primer, and then we're going to apply the acrylic. Alrighty, so I applied the primer, so now I'm going to go in with my acrylic. So once again, we dip our brush into the liquid and into the powder. We apply that bead right in the middle where the natural nail and the tip meets, and we brush that down towards the tip. The next bead, we're going to place it right below that one. And remember, look at your nails from different angles. You want to make sure that you have a nice stress area, which is right in the middle of the natural nail, and that's where your nail gets its strength. So always make sure you go back and look at your nail. You don't want to just have a really flat nail, because if not, that nail will break off really easily. And also remember not to get acrylic on the skin, because that will cause the nail to lift. Okay, so now after we did the acrylic, now we're going to go in and reshape the nails. So as you guys know, they're already into that coffin shape, so we're just redefining the shape. And I am using my 100 nail file, and we are just perfecting that shape. Once again, after a while, the nails start to like dull out and the shape becomes a little bit more rounded. So that's why we have to go back and make it into that perfect coffin shape. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a fine drill bit, and we're just going to file the acrylic. Remember, you want to make sure that you seal around the cuticle area really good. And when I say that is, you basically want to make sure that there is no gaps between the natural nail and the acrylic, because if not, moisture will get trapped under the nail and it will cause the nail to lift, and it will also cause you to have a greenie, which is just a green spot on the nail, meaning that there was moisture trapped behind the nail. So make sure that you seal really good. You want to be able to see where the cuticle area is, where the natural nail is, and where the acrylic is. That way you know that there is no acrylic on the skin. So as you guys can see, I always start from one side of that cuticle area and work my way around, and I just keep going back and forth. And then with the belly of my drill bit, I just file the rest of the nail to make sure that it's nice and smooth. So as you guys can see, I do the cuticle area with the tip of the drill bit, and then the rest of the nail I do it with the belly of the drill bit. And like I've said before, if you are still getting lifting, it's either because you're not prepping the nail correctly, but I believe that 99% of lifting comes from not properly filing that acrylic around the cuticle area, because I promise you could be doing everything else correctly, but if you're not filing that acrylic really good, you will still get lifting. And I know it takes a while to finally be able to not get lifting. I know, that was everybody's issue. That was my issue. So don't get discouraged. Just keep practicing. But then after that, we're going to go in with a buffer and we're just going to buff the nails. And remember, you want to make sure that you go back and fill on the nail. As you can see, I always rub my thumb over the top of the nails to make sure that it's nice and smooth. And if it's still bumpy, I go back and buff some more. And this is just to get rid of any of those scratches and any of the little bumps and lumps left on the nail. And if you don't buff them, you will be able to see every little scratch on that nail. So make sure that you have a nice and smooth nail. Alrighty, so as you can see, that dust collector did really good at collecting the dust, and I've been absolutely loving it. So now I'm just going to go back and wipe the nails off with an alcohol wipe, and then we're going to start the polish application. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going in with this really light pink by Essie, and it's literally almost clear. The only reason why I do it is because I need something for that polish to stick with. I've tried doing it with just a plain, background, or just a plain nail with no polish on it, but it is a little bit harder for the polish to stick on, or it just takes more coats. So this is like a milky translucent pink by Essie. I don't know the actual name of it, so I'm sorry about that. But after that, we're gonna go in with a purple, a hot pink, and a yellow, which is by Summer Sun, and then the pink one is by LA Colors, and I believe that purple one is by L'Oreal, but you can use any colors. And we are going to be doing the ombre effect with the makeup wet sponge. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go in with the makeup wet sponge, and I use it dry straight out of the package. A lot of people like to ask if I wet the sponge, and no, you do not wet the sponge. You just use it just like it comes in the package, and then we apply the colors on the nail, and we just start dabbing it on the nail. Remember to just do this until you get the coverage that you want. Usually it takes about 2 or 3 coats for me to actually like how it looks, and you can do like a white underneath instead of doing that really light pink. That way your colors just pop a little bit more, but I like to just use that light pink by Essie. So once again, we apply the colors on the sponge, and now we're just dabbing it onto the nail. And remember to just keep going back and adding more color as you need it, and don't be scared to get it on the cuticle area, because you could always go back and wipe it off. Or if you have the liquid latex, you could always apply that on the nail and just snatch it off afterwards. Whatever works for you, but I don't mind going back and just wiping it off with acetone. So remember, just keep doing this until you get the coverage that you want. And I am using a purple, a pink, and a yellow. Alrighty, so now I'm just going back around that cuticle area and cleaning it up with a little bit of acetone, and I'm using a what is this, an OPI brush, and I just use that to clean around the cuticle area, but you can use any small brush that you have. And then after this, we're gonna just go back and apply some bling. Alrighty, so now I'm going to be using my Mia Secret gel resin to apply my bling, and I'm also using my wax pencil, my SS6 and my SS12, and then I'm also going to be using the little bitty tiny gold caviar. So once again, that is my Mia Secret gel resin, and it works wonderfully. Is that a word? It works great. As you can see by the beginning of the video, her nails were 3 weeks old and none of her bling came off, so I just absolutely love it. So once again, I am just applying the bling, and I'm using that wax pencil, my SS6, SS12, and then also a couple of the bigger pieces. Alrighty, so after I apply the bling, I'm going to go back and spray it with the Mia Secret Gel Resin Activator, which is the spray that helps that glue dry. So we're going to spray them, and then after that, we're going to go in with the IBD gel top coat, and it is a gel top coat. So you do want to make sure that your regular polish is completely dry before you do this. And no, I don't use a fan. I used to keep one, but I don't have to use it now because I really only use regular polish when I'm doing the ombre technique, and these actually dry really fast because we're not applying the polish on really thick. So remember, make sure that your polish is 100% dry, then apply your gel top coat, because if not, if it's still wet, it will crack or it's actually going to wrinkle too. So make sure that it is completely dry, and after this, we're going to let each hand cure for 60 seconds. Once again, I'm going in with my Mia Secret Gel Resin to apply my bling. After that, we're going to go in with the Mia Secret Gel Resin Activator to help that glue dry. And then we're going to go back and apply the top coat and cure them for 60 seconds. Alrighty, so we did the same thing. We applied the bling, we sprayed it with the Mia Secret Gel Resin Activator, and then we applied the IBD Gel Top Coat. And then this is the final look. They turned out beautiful. Those colors look awesome together. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at GetNailed32. And I'll see you guys next time.